Alright you guys, so before I start cutting, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pin the hair on top. So we're not going to be touching any of the hair on the back because you want to keep growing that out. So right now I'm going to put my duck clips on both sides of the hair before I start cutting, because really all we're doing is giving a high taper and cutting off a little bit on the top, making sure the top transitions smoothly into the back. Now working on the taper, I'm going to grab my OSTER cordless fast feeds with the one guard with the lever open, and I'm basically just debulking all of the sides, making sure I don't go into the long hairs in the back too much. Now I'm going to do some clipper over comb. I'm going to set my comb in between a 90 and a 45-degree angle. And I'm just going to take off whatever's on top. This is just building shape so the top has something to sit on. Now it's time to set in my bald line, and I'm going to do it a little differently. I'm going to use my BABYLISS Skeleton FX, and I'm going to set the triangle like shape in sideways instead of it being, you know, like a burst taper, more kind of like an arrow shape. I'm doing this to kind of create a burst effect shape with my high taper. Now using my FX3 shavers, I'm going to make the bottom half razor bald. I'm not going all the way up to that line. I'm just basically leaving some room just to create another transition. Now it's time to set in the next guideline with my lever open. I'm going up in that same triangle-like shape, going up about a ½ inch, making sure I go over the guideline multiple times so it's at that lever open length. Same thing with the one guard with the lever open, going up about a ½ inch, going over that guideline multiple times, making sure that you can see that it's clearly in that that triangle-like shape. You really want to keep everything the same, looking the same when you're setting the guidelines. Don't make one look like a circle and the other one look like a triangle. Keep everything consistent. Now putting on the two guard with the lever fully closed, I'm basically scooping out into the bulk that's on top. I'm not really setting in a guideline at this point. I'm just kind of making sure everything flows from the one into that bulk on top. Now dropping back down using my one guard with the lever open, in a flick out motion, I'm cleaning up that area between the 1 and the 2. Now putting on the 0 guard with the lever closed, in a flick out motion, flick out that middle line. Now keep in mind, I'm using my corners the entire time. I'm not using the full blade, because by using the full blade, you're not going to keep that shape. You're going to take off you know, hairs on the other side of that blade that you didn't want it to come off. So make sure you use the corners the entire time. Now with the lever fully closed in the flick out motion, the same way I took out that middle line with the 0 guard closed is the same way I take it out with the lever closed, take out that bottom line. So make sure you use your corners the entire time and really try not to use the full blade, because that's going to mess up your shape. So right now, I'm going to do some detail work. I'm not going to just stop there. There's areas where I could perfect the blend a little bit better. So I'm using my BABYLISS FX3 clippers and I'm detailing my work. I'm taking out that bottom line. Also, I like to rest my eyes and then come back to the blend, or use my mirror. The mirror tells you a lot of things that you could not see with just looking dead on. So make sure you utilize that and just detail your work using your corners. So right now, I'm going to take out my duck clips. I'm going to saturate my client's hair with water. I'm going to section off the hair, section off the front, and then I'm going to make sure that that hair does not hang over on the side of the taper. And I'm going to basically do some shear over comb and take off about, 2 inches on top. So now I'm going to blow dry in style. I'm using my styling comb, basically going in the direction that I want the hair to go in, and then blow drying it that way. I'm also going to be doing some clipper over comb after the hair is dry, just to make sure everything, lines up. So now that I'm done blow drying, I'm going to pin up the front hairs, and then I'm going to take down those baby hairs using a 1 guard with the lever closed. This is going to make your lineup really crispy to where you won't have that overhang and worry about hair just sticking up. Everything is going to lay down.
Where you get your beats? Dreams Production.
Listen, let me tell you why they call me 360. When they sit in my chair, I spin them in a full 360, and they come out looking like,
damn, son.
We make it look easy.
YouTube, this is the cut. And if you like it, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button.